welcome to the Jamaica Young Police channel. To our loyal viewers and subscribers, at the channel we are a group of law-abiding citizens who believe in the rule of law and respect the rights of every citizen, but not the ones who do not subscribe to such behavior. We do believe in and support preemptive strikes because it saves lives. That is a logical conclusion because preemptive strikes save lives and prevent the further loss of lives. We are all about saving lives on this channel. We at this channel aid criminals, their financiers, their supporters, enablers, and the likes with a passion, and we do not want them over here. Yes, let us repeat ourselves. We do not want any criminal supporters over here. Please, we do not want your views, your subscriptions, your likes, or your comments. Please go elsewhere where the red carpet is waiting for you. Over here, we want you, the criminal supporters, enablers, financiers, and all the likes, to go to prison or madness. Let me repeat myself. We at the Jamaica Young Police channel, we do not want the criminal supporters and their circle over here. We want you to go to prison or madden. Moving on to our video.
Yes, 5-star General long I'm on the village today. Big up on a Bombshell. Fully bad, right for what is? I hear me I said me done. Find me a Princess Street, me I beg you 100 pack. Long time I beg you 100 pack. You know me like on a deal with nothing with nobody. Big up on a self and that too. Hello, big up on a Bombshell self down a Falmouth. A weed is down a Princess Street. Stena, Rita Mali, and one Sasha. Fully bad. We like bad people, you know, but we love how we just deal with it calm. Because we know it's our hungry time, we broke. Sometimes we don't have no education, so we have to get to work. You see the one that the black Maria, you're fully bad, no blood clot. With a rifle, you're fully, you don't do the work. But you see the one that the green jacket in bad no blood clot. You see the one in the middle, in the black. Just give it a little shh. Compare a little neat visit. Me? No. Rate to the got it and Sasha got it. Rate to the blood clot. Fully bad. And it's not do nothing for the people. Yeah, we're hungry. We're paying for back at school. We're paying for send back at school. Even come share the money with me. Even come share it. Just give it a little small call. You hear that, madam? No worry.
Yes, so you know, this is part 2 of the BERYLIUM, robbery in Danville, in which based on information received and obtained from reliable source within the organization, the JCF, that a police officer of the OST, that are the Operation Special Team, in which the detectives, label them as on the special thieves, because these uniformed police officers are making the citizens, as Jamaican people would say, fat, because they are the highway robbers. They are the ones who are committed to some serious crimes in Jamaica. Yes, unbelievable. And the activists at the University of the West Indies, which is a ghetto university, they have done a study, and it stated that since the formation of this team, robbery has been an increase by police officers. So when detectives used to be who were responsible of fighting crime in Jamaica, they did not have this amount of robbery, because detectives were people held at an higher standard, and detectives weren't. As detective, they were not see themselves as getting rich as these uniformed police officers. You understand? These uniformed police officers, all they care about is what they can. It's what's in it for me. They don't see the job as being loyal to the Jamaican people. So in the absence of a particular unit of the unit of uniformed police officers tasked with fighting crime, preventing and detecting crime, is a significant failure of the Jamaica Constabulary Force. The British system of policing was effective in Jamaica, and unfortunately it has been dismantled by alleged elected criminals, PMP LGBTQ plus politicians like Dr. Peter Phillips, yes, who have labelled name-brand police officers ineffective in fighting crime and disrupting criminals in Jamaica, which is the biggest lie from the pits of hell. If you are from the ghetto, you know, I am not talking about Capital and or other parts that are ghettos, but are what are called ghettos. You know, you would have heard elders telling you about name-brand detectives, name-brand police officers, not uniform police officers, as they have out there, you know, robbing people. So we'll continue the journey, so I want you to listen to this. As you have seen, you know, the decay of morals in Jamaica is at an all-time low. We don't think it can go any lower, because you can see there's no word to even describe both women. But you have to understand, you know, in their world, they have, you know, their morals trumps anything else, you understand? So, and what they see, you know, they believe in whatever you have, you must give it to them, and if you don't give it, you take by force. And you see they're cheering on criminals. So yeah, to all the jurors in Jamaica, you know, when you are being, you know, called, when you're called to, you know, to serve, you know, you will see the kind of people who are coming to court to give evidence against the police officers, and then you people are the ones who are sending our young men and women to prison for doing their jobs, in which these people, they are not only carousing, but these people are morally bankrupt. These people don't wrong is right to them and right is double right. They never wrong. So we'll continue the journey. Part 2. Standing is at an all-time high, and the supporters of criminality in Jamaica like Dr. Caroline Gooms and the likes got rich from the bloodletting of the Jamaican people. Some people are talking about the fact that there were not enough people brave enough to challenge these criminals who pull off this daylight robbery in the middle of peak hour and was able to get away without one of them getting killed or injured, because the people were not armed and could not take them on. It is incredible. It is incredibly frustrating to see criminal act with impunity, knowing that law-abiding citizens cannot defend themselves. The government has Jamaica as a tricky balancing act to perform. On one hand, they need to do everything they can to prevent gun violence. On the other hand, they also need to ensure that law-abiding citizens have the right to defend themselves. There's no easy solution to this problem. However, we believe at the Jamaica Young Police Channel, the government of Jamaica needs to do more to empower law-abiding citizens to defend themselves. This could include providing training on how to use firearms safely and effectively, and making it easier for law-abiding citizens to obtain license to carry guns. It is also essential to address the root cause of crime in Jamaica. This includes addressing poverty, unemployment, and lack of opportunity. Addressing these issues can create a society where people are less likely to turn to crime, which is nothing but smoke and mirror. That is just craziness, you understand? That's like, you know, you say a man live on the moon. I know this is a complex issue, but I believe it is essential to discuss it. We must find ways to empower law-abiding citizens to defend themselves while preventing gun violence. That is what we believe in at the Jamaica Young Police Channel. The amount of bystanders and observers of this robbery in Danville, watching these gunmen firing their guns wantonly, injuring people who were going about their lawful and legitimate business, did what they did without any form of repellent from the citizens because they are unarmed. The criminals win again, because the government and the opposition believe that the only people who should have guns are gunmen and people who have their cloth. That means some people who politically connect for have gun, and you understand, and nobody else for have no gun. A majority of law-abiding citizens in Jamaica are just waiting to die like hogs in the land of the great Marcus Garvey. It is ridiculous. But I keep saying that more Jamaicans must be licensed firearm holders. you should have at least 20 to 100 licensed firearm holder going about business anywhere in a town like Danville, Manchester. Something like this happen in a significant city, and there should be more than enough people to challenge the criminals. Other criminals would think twice about pulling such stunt in another considerable town. The whole of Danville, all 500 to 800 people near the robbery scene and over 2,000 people in Danville at the time should never be in a situation where they are covering from 5 men who were so comfortable, fearless and confident in committing this crime in front of the entire people in this town. Let us all acknowledge as a nation that the contributors to crime are not only the gunmen who did this robbery, but those who in many cases knowingly accept the spoils of our legislators who made it easier for these hoodlums to pry their trade of criminality. They have to spend the money, and those who knowingly accept the money and spend it with them are a deep part of the problem. I know Jamaican people have been desensitized, and criminality is a part of the culture. Most Jamaicans are criminal to be criminal-minded people. Some of us, we escape because of parenting and socio-economic background, and because of the environment and the people them we socialize with. Anything more than one person know is not a secret, and that people find these things funny speak to their mentality that they would readily accept the cash, not because they need it, but because they see nothing wrong with it in their sight, as they are desensitized and ignoring their conscience. So if you know of somebody who'll commit a robbery like this, and you see them come on and all of a sudden you see people buy new things and this and that, and you see somebody who's strange in your community and you report that to the police, criminal-minded people, man. It's just like 8 men escaped from Black River police station lockup, and to date not one of them has been held, and this is Jamaica. And nobody is alarmed as what is happening. Or else it'll get worse, people. Believe you me, 8 criminals escaped from jail at Black River lockup. One man for 4 counts of murder, and him comfortable wherever he is now, right now. Heard that this man is in America. You understand? That he was seen upstate New York in Buffalo. So we have to just continue to replay the video so the people them can see it, because we don't want the criminal not supposed to comfortably anywhere, nowhere in the world. Them not supposed to live a comfortable life. We must expect criminal them have all high blood pressure and all them things that help kill them off with that, you understand? So them get heart attack and dead. So yeah, man, so the people them not see nothing wrong. It is like those who loot and overturn check. Why? Our nation has a depravity problem that is hard to correct, and no crime plan will solve that. And another point of contention, the security courier could have done a better situational awareness and identify possible attack points. With so many points of approach, some obstructed from a clear line of sight, in addition to providing good protection against any defensive fire. It begs whether or not these companies adequately train their guards, because these personnel are normal humans, and some of them have police or military training in security. Still, they are not using it to the best of their ability because they are underpaid and overworked. As you have seen, the security guard did not put up much resistance by allowing the gunmen, the robbers, to take the money from their grips, and not one of them was killed, which is a good thing, whether or not they conducted any risk assessment of the location to which they delivered. None of this was evident from the nature of the attack. It is also time for some banks to establish alternative entry points for these deliveries, like any other customer. The day of walking through the front door are long gone. The design must change with the times. And how were the bank's security guards deployed during these events? Aren't they putting customers, the public, at risk? In America, I have seen so many times in Broward and Miami-Dade counties, bank robbers were able to rob the bank. banks and kill security guards, and in less than 5 minutes the bank robbers were cornered and killed by detectives. Yes, detectives, and not uniformed police officers. Jamaica Foundation was built on criminality. Yeah, remember pirates and the buccaneers. And we have an open subculture where we glorify and laud criminality. Alright, let me repeat that. Jamaica's foundation was built on criminality, and we have an open subculture where we glorify and laud criminality. So why are we surprised at this point? This results from a society and system where moral decency and unaccountability are rampant. It is unfortunate what's happening in our community these days, but the question is why we need to find the root cause of our problem. Where, what, when, who, and why. Poor people seeing that there is no way out of their current situation, while politicians like Mark Golding parade himself with a known murderer, Danville Palmer, the leader of the Upsetter gang, by sending a public recruitment message to PNP LGBTQ+. Recruitment message. The PNP LGBTQ+ party is a criminal organization, and I want all criminals to come and be a part, as they are more than room here for you. The genuine and spontaneous glorification of the robbery and admiration for the gunmen is unsurprising. Our national psyche has long been induced by a message that the whole are we a sufferer. By therefore so sincerely justify any means and method to acquire recompense. So breaking the law and taking from those whom we perceive of having it is justified on some twisted moral grounds. Yeah man, I saw it going on, you eat a food things, I say it reach now. Whether it is from the bank, unoccupied land, squatter, electricity, water lines, the working man, a business place, etc. It doesn't matter. The message has primarily been that poor people are suffer. Therefore, their criminal action are morally excusable in their fight for survival. The main message has never been we need more job opportunities and ready people for work. The big difference is that one letter paints people experiencing poverty as victims, while the other presume personal responsibility toward self-actualization. This is one of the significant diversion points between those who believe in socialism and those who do not. I don't believe in a socialism. But can such a philosophy create a thriving civil and sustainable society where robbing the hood, it's mean Robinhood is the era? Glorifying Danville robbers are a sad situation, and seeing 3 gunmen were caught on video firing and moving a bag believed to contain significant amount of cash. The apparent glorification of men involved in last Friday's brazen heist at Scotiabank in this bustling town where 5 people were shot and injured was a sad day for the South Central town and a decay of morals. It further degrades our moral standing because you see people almost lauding this kind of behavior. It is almost glorifying this kind of thing, and it doesn't sit well for the country. People on the international scene are looking on, and they are now becoming even more reluctant to invest, visit and spend money in Jamaica. And we all know the outcome of what kind of thing. The international community can happily and readily say that Jamaica is the criminal's paradise in the Caribbean Sea, and for close to 2 decades I have written and blogged about these people's behavior and mindset of supporting criminals. You see people lauding and celebrating this kind of behavior. Boy, here one of the man of me, I say, boy, I'm really dog in a shooter in the block. Dog, make the whole place a duck, said one man. You know, an observer from an establishment close to the scene of the robbery and shooting. At the same time, you know, some users expressed dismay at the responses. Having 5 people caught in the crossfire of a blatant attack such as this isn't very comforting. Wow, I am amazed at the number of people in the comments praising how the robbery was executed, and that is why I'm commenting on the matter now and not then, because I like to get the people's temperature. On Saturday, the police said a suspect was apprehended after he was seen driving one of two vehicles used as a getaway unit. Police said the suspect traveling in a black Toyota Wish motor car intercepted at about 1:30 a.m. on Saturday on 4 Parts Main Road, Clarendon, near Sunset Boulevard. Police said one 9mm magazine, one M16, 2 AK-47 rounds and a ski mask were reported recovered from the vehicle. It is understood that the car, which bore mismatched registration plate, belonged to a man from Portmore St. Catherine address. Reports suggest that a former BERYLIUM security guard and 2 bank employees were questioned about the ice. Sometime after 5 p.m. gunmen attacked a BERYLIUM security team at Scotiabank. The footage, which has gone viral, believed to be that of a shootout, showed 2 men armed with high-power weapons making their escape with a bag presumably containing cash. Up to press time on Saturday, it needed to be ascertained how much money was stolen during the heist. Police and soldiers at Scotiabank in Danville were detectives processed the scene late Friday. The shooting incident resulted in business being closed early on Friday as police cordoned off Caledonia Road and Ward Avenue to the intersection of Caledonia Road and South Racecourse Road. The incident has far-reaching effect on the economy. It is sad. It is a sad day for Mandeville and an unfortunate day for Jamaica. Yes, the incident, to say the least, but it also highlights the fact that a crime plan or strategy is absolutely necessary, not just on paper, but to be implemented as soon as possible. But who is going to listen to a little YouTuber and former detective constable who have left with footprint in fighting crime in Jamaica by giving the Jamaican people the bicycle squad, which is a part of the police force fighting mechanism of dealing with crime. Although, he got no recognition or promotion for the same, but my legacy, Bobby Red's and Carl Nelson's, lives on. So I've made suggestions to help reduce crime in Jamaica, and it started with the small things, like enforcing the Road Traffic Act of bicyclists riding on the wrong side of the road, seizing their bicycles, issuing them traffic tickets and tag their bicycle and made sure that they are secure after they pay their fine, their traffic fine, and return the same. It is a form of community policing because you are getting to know the residents of your police area. If not, in the absence or failure to implement serious crime fighting plan, we will continue to have incidents of this unfortunate nature. The ripple effect is a blow to our economy. Jamaicans need to take the situation seriously. We have to act swiftly, strategically, and bearing in mind all the far-reaching implications that this and other crime blatant act of nature can and will have on our economy and upcoming generation, because people have been terrified, and rightly so, because the people have been programmed to support, enable, and beneficiaries of criminality in Jamaica. I just saw it go. You understand? On the heels of back to school, we now have to be looking to counsel children because they are terrified of something of this nature that can happen in broad daylight, in such a prominent area like Mandeville, Manchester, which was one of the most peaceful, safe, and prosperous community in Jamaica. You understand? And is now a crime scene of the biggest robbery in the history of Jamaica. Some Jamaicans in the diaspora are outraged and shocked following Friday's attack. And I reminded them on various social media platforms, whatever we sow, that is what we are reaping. For the past 31 years, yes, for the past 31 years, every government has been only good at policing the policing and making life easier for the criminals. And it is easier in Jamaica as a police officer to end up with a criminal conviction than a career criminal. So what does that tell you about the politicians in Jamaica? What that does tell you? That a majority of Jamaican politicians are criminal supporters, enablers, and benefactors and beneficiaries of criminality. And the extradition of Christopher Dudu was the gift given to the PNP LGBTQ plus party, which is a criminal organization. Yeah man, the Indicom Act that they have long dream of wanting the PNP LGBTQ plus party then, yeah man, the PNP LGBTQ plus party then, when they were in government, wanted, yeah man, they wanted the Indicom Act and was denied by Edward Seaga. At the time, man, where police hating, but yet still this was the man that was looking out for police. Seaga was a man that loved the police and he was looking out for them. You understand? But although Seaga was looking out for them, they made Seaga like poison. There's no one else in Jamaica them hate like how them hate Seaga. Even although him dead and gone. Yeah, one police still hate him same way. Yeah, then we tell us that Seaga is wickedest thing since Judas. Yeah, but then I realize that Seaga was the only prime minister that loved police. When Seaga was prime minister and we involved in shooting, nobody would know who was involved in the shooting unless you were there. Is the PNP government come in and change all of that, make a regulation number and a direct entry and your name and your gun where you have. When Seaga was prime minister, nobody would have known who fired the shot or who fired the fatal shot. So when them Black Road and I call, yeah boy, Bobby Ridge, you know. And when all of the statement them collect and ballistic report collect, Bobby never fired no shot. So I lie them, I tell. I PNP them do that. To make certain so them charge police in murder and them thing. That's why the most police in charge of murder was on a PNP government because they love criminal. So they can't stay there now, like eat that police. Oh, you're a labourer, you're a fool, man, you know, in a sense. When you know what's good for one and them thing. When Seaga was prime minister, remember me tell you, you understand? Oh, you think I like how Ellington do? Man say police threaten them and lock up police, that couldn't happen. You're crazy. When Seaga prime minister, you're a king as police. Remember me tell you that. You understand? When Seaga prime minister, one police you could have, hey, you get 10 man for one police, and you get 10 man for drape man and carrying gas station. You one police. You think you can do that? Oh, PNP are telling them about rights and this and that and tell themselves to defend themselves. When they go on an idiot man. About boy, the one Jamaica young police channel and labor rights channel. On our fault, don't have no sense. You understand that I only man when I look out for it. When Seaga was the prime minister, you understand, things were much better. Criminal used to live in a fear for losing them life. Hey, when Seaga become prime minister less than 6 months, I hate man Seaga make police go liquid Starkey and all of them at Jonestown. You see from that? All of the bad man them. You see all the hot step of them out of East Kingston or Rockfort. I Seaga mash them up in a man. Yeah, and you understand, the entire Trinity used to the Highliston Road. One can't stay there. If I never say, hey, we need what can neither Seaga Jamaica. If we get a next Seaga Jamaica, all them boy we are rob, remember me tell you, Seaga got a dip on top already. Hey, when Seaga was prime minister, you have Axel Spurline them and them thing, Spurline and Terry Gillett. And Spurline them carry some youth from jungle and them thing they go rob a St. Mary. And the whole of them get lit down. Remember me I do a story upon it. Cause me know about it as a youth and them thing there. And you me love Seaga, cause Seaga did love police. Hey, I met Seaga when I was a police cadet, you know, yeah man. I met Seaga as a police cadet out by Officers Club. And you know, when I was talking to Seaga, I talked to him for about 6 minutes out there about a lodge, you know, U Village. Yeah, me, U Village and Reed did dead and them thing there. You understand? And I talked to him. And you know, Seaga never asked me where I come from. Believe you me. And Michael asked me where I come from, you know. Yeah, Michael Manley asked me where I come from. I said, boy, I asked me where I come from. I said, boy, I'm born and grow at Jonestown. I said, what? You're a comrade, man. I say, you see it. You understand that the man I say, you know, politics, me a youth, you know, me a teenager, I you know trained to become police, because I'm a police cadet. And I met the opposition leader of a police officer club. And me go tell the man say I join something. And the first thing the man for say, boy, I'm a comrade. Him not even encourage me and everything, you know. So yeah, I put on the political hat for me. You understand? Whilst me talk to Seaga never ask me where I come from him. He ask me, you know, why I want to become police, and I tell him, say, boy, from me a 4, a police named Tom Levine, one detective, and me and him talk, and you know, and him just did irie and him thing there. I just like the man. Michael, very charming still doing it. Hey, believe you be man. Hey, the one time I talked to Mike, although me always like Michael still, you know. Yeah, man, Michael, hey, when Michael talk to you, Michael Manley, when you talk to Michael Manley, for the first time, might can make you feel like a long time him know you. I saw him stay. So anyway, we'll continue the journey. Yeah, you know, sometimes I have to digress and give a little history about some things, some personal thing that, you know, we experience, you know. You understand? Yeah, so, you know, so the PNP, them get the Indicom Act, and, you know, when the party were going, they wanted it, and it was denied by Edward Seaga. And now it is showing its fruits ripe, yeah. Criminal keep winning in the criminal's paradise, Jamaica. It is incredibly frustrating to see criminals hack with impunity, knowing that the law-abiding citizens cannot defend themselves. The politicians on both sides of the aisle, especially the PNP LGBTQ plus party, you know, are not supportive of ultimate government making it harder for criminals to get away with their crimes, and reinstate the police constitutional rights, which have been taken away from them by the Indicom Act. So, you know, with the Indicom Act, the police them lose all of them constitutional rights. Because, yeah, the reason why we said that now, when I was a police officer in the Jamaica Constabulary Force, no guy couldn't force if he give a statement by law. Seaga meant that, because that was what the British left to us. By law, them couldn't force if he give a statement. You could involve in a shooting, and based on it all have to do with your mind and one and two look at thing. If you never comfortable for write the statement it because you're traumatized from the shooting, and you get time on them thing there. But to show you how things change, and yet still, you know, most police are like Seaga. When Seaga leave that on the books for us, you understand? At the PNP, with the thief in Bruce Golden and them come and take with that from police, and now this is where the criminal them are reap, because the criminal them still have all of them rights, you know. The criminals have all of them rights under the Jamaican Constitution, while them chip away the police one, and now them are reap it. You understand? As much as I love Jamaica, I still love my young police them, you know. I'm still telling them to migrate, because I am living a better life in America right now. Yeah, I am living a better life. My life is thousands times better. You understand? And me tell any young police, migrate, nobody stay there. You understand? Nobody become no only special thief. Yeah, that a operation, yeah, OST, operation special team. No only special thief, nothing here, you understand? Yeah, so you know, some politicians have been accused of supporting and allegedly enabling criminal, like opposition leader Mark Golding, yes, Angela Brown-Burke, Peter Bunting, Rear Admiral Raymond Price. Yeah, Raymond Price is a big Rear Admiral Raymond Price, Julian Robinson et al. This has created a climate of impunity where criminals feel like they can do whatever they want without fear of consequences. The extradition of Christopher Douglas Cook was a significant victory in the fight against crime in Jamaica. But in the end, it was a victory for Jamaican criminals because they were benefactors of the Indicom Act, which has done in retaliation for the extradition of Christopher Douglas Cook. Yes, which was done illegally by the PNP LGBTQ plus government that was put in place, politician Dr. Peter Phillips, who allegedly only loved PNP LGBTQ plus murderers. Yes, from your PNP LGBTQ plus murderer, Dr. Peter Phillips will do everything to protect the boy. From your labor, he makes sure him sign MOU and to make sure them extradite you. So he wasn't a crime fighter among in a competition with people on the other side. However, it's essential to note that Coke was only one criminal. Many others are still operating in Jamaica with impunity. The government of Jamaica must do more to address the root causes of crime. And don't tell me that it is poverty, unemployment, and lack of opportunities. It is a mindset of socialism, entitlement, and pure bad mind 101. These issues are not the driving force behind crimes in Jamaica, because the more money these guys have in their possession, the more evil and destructive they are as a person. It is also essential to hold politicians accountable for their actions. If we see politicians supporting or enabling criminals, we need to speak out against it. Guess what? Only the Jamaican Young Police Channel has shown the video of Mark Golding walking with the known convicted killer, Danville Walker. Danville Palmer, not Walker. Walker the politician, boy, may I tell you. So Danville, we are the only one on YouTube that show you, say, yeah, show you Danville Palmer, yeah, him I walk with Mark Gold, and I walk with him and I show him, say, boy, I'm in a solidarity with him, yeah. And not even our corrupt media houses address the same, as they are the enemy of the people. We must let them know we will not tolerate their corruption and indifference to the crime problem. Only then can we start to turn things around in Jamaica and create a country where everyone can feel safe. It has been more than 3 years. Yes, it's more than 3 years. All this government must do is to replicate the Siaga crime plan and policies by reintroduce the Suppression of Crime Act and creating a team of detectives like special operations, and make sure that it is a permanent division, not only when the government is in power that brought that, but it is there. You understand? Them dismantle everything where the British give us, beat and foot, very effective. Them hand over the capital to the criminals. And them dismantle the police force, the PMP LGBTQ plus government when them in a power, them dismantle it and give the country to the criminal. Beat and foot was very effective. Yes, you understand? Them police are 24/7 them up on the road, so them work day and night back then. But hey, them can't do that now, because somehow if them do that now, some police are got dead before things really. You understand? A different thing. You understand? So some of the criminal supporters living in Mandeville can't believe that the shooting incident, which unfolded in a busy section of the town, was frightening. I think it leads more to the overall crime problem on our island, and we need to have all hands on deck. We must look at this seriously, because having 5 people caught in the crossfire of a blatant attack is frightening. Some people are unsure. That can happen anytime you are on the road in Jamaica, because Jamaica is a criminal's paradise. Some of the Jamaican people are concerned and are outraged at the brazenness and barefaced gunmen. The law-abiding citizens are crying out to all of the different stakeholders and powers that be to fix the problem of criminality in Jamaica, which seems like only the government alone is trying without any help from the opposition. The incident threatened to create a ripple effect on commerce in Jamaica, whether not to know one for believe it. So we at the Jamaica Young Police Channel wish and hope that those injured by stray bullet will recover quickly and return to normal. And when you return to normal now, you know what you need to do? Anybody where you know, any Jamaican you know have illegal gun, you just call crime stat and let them know. Shove them out, make the police them deal with them. In the end of itself, the incident is very scary, and to make it even worse is the time of day when it is a part of peak season with a lot of activities. Friday evening of all days, in a significant town square, underscored the daring mindset of people who will at all costs seek to undertake these kinds of robberies. So we must be mindful of that. Some of the businesses nearby were able to lock away their staff when the shots start to fire. There is no easy answer to this question, but several things can be done to address crime problem in Jamaica. Address the root causes of crime. This includes addressing poverty, unemployment, and lack of opportunities. Addressing these issues can create a society where people are less likely to turn to crime. But some of these people, no matter them say them now work for no pittance, because 95 a joke thing, as you can see it. The artists, them, the criminal-minded artists, them, and them started say, "Whoa, 95 them rather do 30 to life than 9 to 5," and the people them believe in that. Nobody no want look at cheap work where him a work from the hand to mouth. Them days are done. People want to know that them a work and them can't live. So it go. That's why a lot of people want a lot of openings out there. But people are higher, but people don't want a job, because people don't want them job. That they must just like the robbery with the BERYLIUM. I had a friend, a schoolmate, who was a police officer, and him leave the police force to become a criminal, and a 4 house in buy and them thing the uptown. You understand? And him say make more money being a criminal than being a police officer. Him dead in a prison still. And the reason why him dead in a prison is because a policewoman shot him, and him say him never want to kill her. He was a police officer, and he was through DNA he was caught, and I say him up and him get convicted for robbery and shooting and all them things, and him have heart attack and dead in a prison. But him say make more money being a criminal, you know, for the couple of years when him out there commit crime. Yeah, him say all him just need for the year, him just want, you know, maybe 3 or 4 good lick and him done. Send him kids him go to good school cause him a robber. And him say him have more protection under the law than the criminals them, because when the police them hold him not have to talk to them, he just ask him lawyer. So you see the difference. So him leave the police force and become a criminal. And you know, I talk to him and him say he was successful, apart from, you know, him getting shot. And he never want to kill the woman police. You understand? We shot him in him hand. You know. So I just say go. So yeah, so you know, the government can strengthen the police force. This include providing the police with better remuneration, allowances, training and equipment and insurance, ensuring they are held accountable for their actions. Encouraging the citizens' participation in crime fighting efforts. This could include things like neighborhood watch program and citizen patrol. Invest in social programs that help to build strong communities. This could include after-school program, youth centers, and job training programs. Change the culture of impunity that surrounds crime. This means holding criminals accountable for their action and saying corruption will not be tolerated. Yes, and another thing too, you know, and the reason why the moral decay it's growing in Jamaica is that, you know, guess what? You see the politician, the prime minister and the minister, these are not people who come out, you know, who come out publicly, you know, and denounce the people and then behave a certain way. They don't do that. So that's why the people feel it's acceptable. That's why people don't cheer on the robbers. If the prime minister and the minister come out and denounce the people and they behave a certain way with the police, that will help. When I was a young police officer, when I said I alone could I get 10 men for drip up one another and guard on guy station. Not even one police can do that now with one somebody without fighters, you understand? So it is important to remember that there is no single solution to the crime problem in Jamaica. It will take a comprehensive approach that addresses all factors contributing to crime. However, if willing to work together, we can make Jamaica safer. Here are some additional steps that could be taken to address crime problem in Jamaica. Create a national crime prevention strategy based on evidence and best practices. Make it mandatory to use preemptive strikes against certain kinds of terrorists. Yes, invest in community-based crime prevention programs and target the root cause of crime. Strengthen the capacity of the police force to investigate and prosecute crimes. Improve the coordination between the police, the courts and corrections systems. Create a more supportive environment for victims of crime. Educate the public about the crime problem and how they can help to prevent crime. Taking these steps can make Jamaica a safer place for everyone. So, you know, there it is. That's what we're all about here at the Jamaica Young Police Channel. All about saving life and making the Jamaican people safe and make Jamaica safer for everyone. Have yourself a beautiful day. Jamaica Young Police Channel out.